Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are going to look at the post filtering as well as comment filtering. So as we promised, we will add a feature where if you create a post, we are not going to post that directly to make that public until we scan that through API, and the same for the comments. And once we approve that this is positive message and there is no bad words or negative words in the post that you created or the comment that you created, then we will publish that post into the public. I mean that will be available publicly. So that is what we are going to implement in this video, and for that we are going to make use of API. And if you go to apiplayer.com, and if you search for bad words, you will find the text processing bad words API, and we are going to make use of this API to integrate this feature. So as you can see, the free plan is going to work for us. We have 3,000 requests per month, and if we can if this is for some professional use, we can subscribe to the paid services as well. So to do that, whenever you create a post, we are going to we have a status, right? So let's go to um, the post. We have create post livewire component, right? So create post. This is a page. So if I go to create post, here we are creating a post, right? As you can see here, we are creating a post, and if I go to the post model, um, we have a status. So that is what I'm going to check. And if the status is if the status is pending or something like that, then we are not going to publish that to make that public until we approve that, and then that post will be publicly available. So currently, if I want to approve any post, right? I think so. If I go ahead and fire up the Tinker and check the status of all available posts, let's see what are the status. So I'm gonna call the post model, and I'm going to lock the status attribute, and if I hit enter, all of them are published. I think these are the seeded posts. So I am going to do one thing. I can remigrate the migrations and do that kind of things as well, but um, let's leave that as it is. And now we are going to whenever you create a post, I'm going to go there. Whenever you create a post, the status is going to be pending. If I go to create underscore post table, here we have the um, status, right? So in the post model we have publish and private. So I think we should have a pending, as you can see in the comments, we have pending and published, right? So we should have something like this in the post model as well. And let's add that actually. So I'm gonna add this field, and we can say is public, and this is gonna be boolean value. So boolean and is public, or we can say as private and something like that. And the default value is going to be is public is going to be true, which means by default the post are going to be published, and the status default value is going to be pending. So whenever you create a post, but by default it's going to be, oh wait a minute, let's set the default value. Default is going to be pending. So whenever you create a post, it's going to be pending, not published, which means not publicly available. So now we have to change this in the we have to add this to the model as well, and also we have to change the seeders and these things as well. So I'm going to go to database seeder, and here we are creating a post, right? um, I can set the as public to true always when in the seeding process. So as public as one, and I think it's by default one, so we don't have to do anything with that. And the status is going to be pending. So this is going to create posts, now in this case 100 posts, and make them um, like um, pending status. So also like it will be like better to not seed the post model for testing this feature, because like if I have 100, in this case we are seeding 200 posts, right? And if I execute the API, the way we are going to execute API is like we are going to create a cron job or scheduler we have in Laravel, which we will look at later on. And like every minute it's going to be executing and like checking if there is any pending comments or false, and go ahead and check that through API and publish them to public. So that is what we are going to do. So I'm going to comment these two because I'm not going to this is a pick you for testing the scheduler and those things. This is going to be like good idea to have the so I'm gonna like do php reason migrate fresh as well as seed, and let's wait till that. And till that let's see the scheduler, or like if I go to let's say if I type php artisan, here we will find the scheduler commands. We have query optimizer, and here livewire config, and where is scheduler. As you can see right here, scheduler has scheduler run, scheduler task, scheduler work, start the scheduler worker, run the scheduler command, run the schedule command. So we are going to make use of the these commands in order to like execute. And this is going to be like whenever you start the worker, it's going to be like executing that again and again. And this is going to the run command is going to like execute the schedule commands and then exit from that, and the worker is going to be like running forever. We got an error here, so let's check that seeder. I'm gonna go to I'm already on that seeder. Here we have an error saying like not found. We can import that as well. So should I seed everything? Yeah, it's hundreds of data, so not that much. So that is going to be like that is where we will implement that feature. So if I go to the documentations, we have a live demo as well, and the documentations right here. So let's see. We are going to send a post request to this API. We have a curl command, and we can change this to PHP and Python. Let's see how it looks like in PHP. We will have to pass the we have like HTTP request in Laravel, right? So we are going to make use of that. Also, if I let's see. Also, when you create an account, copy the API key and put that in the env file. I already have done that, and I'm going like I named that badwords API, and we are going to implement that like make use of that in the kernel. So in the kernel.php file. So what I mean is like if you go to HTTP and then here we have the kernel, we have console and kernel right here. So here we are going to like scheduler command. As you can see here, we have inspire command, scheduler every hour. We have every minute as well, and that is what we are going to use. So now if let's try that actually. This seeding process is done. Let's serve the application. If we have serve the application, and let's test the like if I execute this scheduler run command, it's going to like execute this command and show me inspire me. If you don't know about inspire command, if I execute php artisan inspire, it's going to like show me some random code. So each time I execute that, it's going to show me some random code. As you can see, oh, he who is contented as rich. So you can try that. And like in order to execute the scheduler, we can use php artisan. As I mentioned right here, we have the scheduler run as well as scheduler work. So the scheduler run is going to run the scheduler and exit. So if I hit enter. As you can see, you're running the tsn inspire command, which is right here, and then it's going to like execute that and in the process. So so here we are going to like use our own commands, and instead of command we are going to use the call method of this, and here we will pass like a function. We are passing a function. This is going to execute this function each time we like execute. Let's say I want to just print out hello dude, and now if I execute this scheduler, if I run that, it's going to like print that. Since you see hello dude is displayed right here, it's a callback because we like the scheduler is going to call this function, which is this one. So here we are going to like execute in the API and send request, and test where the like the if there is any pending posts, then go ahead and publish that. So yeah, all we seeded those, right? So if I now go to the application, everything's gonna be empty, right? So I'm already logged into the application. We have posts. I commented the posts. Let's go to Cedar. We have some posts. Yeah, we have posts right here. So I'm gonna comment these. I don't want to publish I don't want to have any posts on the application, so that I can test the functionality of scheduling and pending and those things. So let's see, and let's go to the post model, create post component. So create post, and here whenever you create a whenever you're creating a post, the status is gonna be pending. So let's say status, set that to pending, and also whenever like you are listing all the posts, make sure to get only the posts that are not that are published. If I go to home, here we do not have any condition for that, right? So if I go to render method, here in the posts we are getting posts, right? Here as you can see, so we do not have any condition for getting the published post. So I'm going to add that condition right here, where the status, so the status is pending, not pending, approved, published actually. Like if I go to that migration again, here we have the published, and the default value is going to be pending. So this is now only like going to return the published posts. Now we have to do the same for everywhere we are like returning these. So I think we are doing that in the groups as well as pages. So here I don't see groups. Yeah, I think that is in the group model. The groups are like all the groups, all available groups, and here I'm going to add that condition where the status is published, and the same for the page. So the page status is published, where id is, I think we can add this condition over there. How about that? Like get the specific page posts and then filter that, then get the published ones. And after that we have specific user profile, specific user like profile posts. So here if I scroll down, as you can see, posts were this and that. So I'm gonna add that right here. It's gonna be array, and the user ID is this, and the status is published. And let's save this. And the same thing we can do for the videos and images, but in this course we are not going to implement that feature. So let's see, it's done. So now if I refresh the page here, let's see if we have any post. We do not have any post. That is what we want. So now if I create a post, let's say hello world, and if I hit enter, like create a post has been published. Now we are going to change the notification as well, like your post has been created and it will be published shortly. So I'm going to go to create post component, and here we have our render method where we are creating the notification. We are just yeah, here. So your post will be published. Let's say your post will be published shortly. How about this? So now whenever you create a post, it's going to be like show this message, and whenever the post is published, you will get a notification that your post has been published, not browser event, the notification. So now if I refresh, as you can see, we created one post, right? It's showing that right here. Let's see how it's possible. If I go to home, we have a condition. If the status is published, then get that post. So let's see where we are making a mistake. Let's do one thing. Let's use the same terminology here. After all these conditions, um, before latest, check if the status is published. So I'm gonna refresh here, and we still have one post, but the status is pending, I guess. So if I confirm that from the Tinker, and let's see the status is pending, and here as you can see I am checking if get the posts where are the status as published, and then latest, and then paginate through that. So let's do one thing for the sake of like testing the this functionality. Let's comment that query, and now if I refresh, we have like only condition of the publishing the status, like we are only checking the status, so that's how it's going to like not display that. So now let's get into API. So I'm gonna go to kernel.php, which is inside f in console directory, and here whenever this every minute it's going to execute this command, right? So we are going to loop through all the posts that are pending and loop through each of that and send it to API and process that text where there is any bad words in that or not. So let's say post equals to post model, import this model, and get the post where the status is pending. So this is going to like get all the posts with the status pending, and let's get them. And now we can also but whenever like you get those posts, then use like loop through all of those. So let's say for each posts as let's say post, and here we are going to send the API request. So if we go to the API docs, here as you can see we are sending a request to API. So let's do one thing. We are not going to use like the curl. We have HTTP in Laravel, so HTTP dot and import that is a facade HTTP, and then it has post and get methods, and we can use that. So if I want to send a post request, I can call the post, and here as you can see it accepts the URI, so we can use that URI, which is api.apiflare.com/weirdwords, and a parameter like the data, and this is gonna be the content that we have, like the post content. So if like we can do that by passing $post of content, and we can confirm that from the post model. So if I go to post model, you can see we have the content, the text content which we want to test, and now we have to pass the API key, right? So for that we have with headers method. So if I type with headers, as you can see, and then after that we can call the post method. So here we will pass the headers, and here is going to be array and multi-dimensional array. We have to pass the content dash type. This is going to be text plain, and the second parameter is going to be the API key. So the key that like we got from that website. So as I stored that in the env file, so I can call env and passing the bad words API. You can see right here. So, and after that we want to see where there is any bad words or not. So I'm gonna store the result in a variable. Let's call it collection, and we will make this collection to use it later on. So I'm going to call the collect method, and it's going to convert the response into collection, Laravel collection. And once we got this, then we have to check where there is any bad words or not. So the way we can do that is to use if condition, and if the collection of this attribute, that is bad underscore words underscore total, and if this is greater than 0, which means there are some bad words in this, and then we are going to reject that under the status of that. Do we have the reject in the post model? If I go to create posts table, add posts status as publish and pending, we have to add reject status as well, because like if there is some bad words, we are going to reject it, right? Rejected, I'm gonna add that, and the same for the comments definitely. So I'm gonna go to comments, publish pending as well as rejected. We need that in both of the cases. So now if I close both of them, and here once this is greater than 0, then we will have to reject it, right? So we can do that by calling post of status is equal to rejected, and then save the post, otherwise publish it to the public. So here we can add else part, and I'm going to copy this and paste it right here and published, and after that save it. Now we have to notify the user as well. So I'm going to create a notification. Once the we reject the post, we will have to notify the user that your post has been rejected due to community guidelines, rules, or something like privacy policy or something, and we will notify that. And the user ID is post has a user underscore ID. And then what we have in the notification model, I'm gonna go there. We have these fields, so I'm gonna copy everything, come right here and paste it. The message user ID we have passed already. So let's say this is the type is post underscore status. Maybe you can like use it for formatting that specific notification with some different style. So we can say like your post has been rejected due to community guidelines or privacy policy or terms of service or something like that. Community guidelines, and the URI is going to be hash. We don't want to like redirect it to anywhere. The redirect will be true whenever that person is going to read that. And if it is rejected, then this is going to be the notification, right? But if it is approved or published, then we will like get the notification that your post has been published, and maybe you can view that by the URL. So we have a route, right? So I'm going to call that route, which is I think post, single post, and passing the post UUID, right? If I go to web.php, here we will see that if I say single post, it accepts in user ID, UUID as well as so I'm going to pass both of those. Let's say user underscore UUID is we have a relationship, right? Post has a user and user has UUID. And for the post UUID, we can pass dollar post of UUID directly. And yeah, so that is it. Now this is for the posts, right? Every minute it's going to execute that, and whenever there is a pending post, it's going to like check that and execute this loop. Now we have to execute the loop for the comments as well in the same like the same command on the same call of the scheduler. So I'm going to duplicate that, and this time it's going to be comments comment model, and the status is pending. Then get those comments. I'm gonna replace the variable as well, this 2 times. So I'm gonna replace that with the comments, and then up instead of post, this is gonna be single comment. So let's call that. And I think most of the things are like pretty much the same. Comment has a like a user, has a relationship with the user, and comment belongs to a post. So let's review that. Here we are going to loop through that and send a request to the API. And after that, if there is any bad words in that, then we are going to reject it and notify the user that your comment in this time comment has been rejected due to community guidelines. And then if it is published, then your comment has been published, and notify the user. And the URI is going to be maybe I think we can pass that post, like this is the post you like commented on, so you can view that. And the comment, like let's do that. So the comment has a relationship with the post, and post has a UUID. So I'm gonna go to comment model and confirm that. So here you can see we have a relationship, so that is interesting. Now we can try that out. So it's going to publish everything. Also we can add like you can add comments as well, like if you understanding. So now I have to remigrate because of like we added rejected to the status. So php addition migrate fresh dash dash seed, and we will be back once this is done. All right, it's done. So now I can visit that endpoint, or we can open up the application. I'm gonna log in with Tauseed Zaman and password as password. Now we do not have any post, right? And also for the sake of testing, I can like echo something whenever it is published, and or we do something whenever it is rejected. So I am going to echo that, let's say rejected, and once it is published, then echo that published, so that we know this is working fine. So now I'm going to start the scheduler. So php artisan scheduler work, and this is going to scheduler work. So now it's going to start that task and execute that every minute. And currently we do not have any like pending post, so I'm going to create one post, just a normal. You can try out the bad rules yourself. So let's say hello world, it's me. There is no bad words in this, which means it should publish this. It's me, and like send this. Your post will be published shortly. And here we can like check that like every minute it's going to like execute that comments as well as post, filter those, and then publish it to the public. So let's see if this is going to do that. Definitely we will see like published or rejected, as we added echo right here in like here. And we will see that right here. Also we can use the schedule or run like just to execute that once. And like but like for the cron jobs, this is going to be like if this is on a real website, like on server, like let's say you host this I hosted this application on a server, then I will like execute a cron job. Like this is a cron job, right? And it's going to execute that every minute. And it's going to like do those things. So here as you can see we got published, which means that post should be published and I should get a notification. So now I'm going to refresh the page. and here we have that. And if I go to notifications, we can find that in the settings slash notification right here, and we will have those notifications. And here, as you can see, your post has been published, and 24 seconds ago we got this notification. And like as we passed post URI, so if I'm here, we can go to that specific post as well. As you can see, it's right here. And now if I comment something, let's say hello world, it's me too, just to prove the comments. um what comment is automatically published. Let's see, let's stop the scheduler. Be like it's still should be like it's gonna still should be in pending. I'm gonna go to single post. I think we have to change the code of like instead of like, as you can see, there is no status involved in the comment, so we have to involve that. So this is the single post, right? So must set the status to pending. I think this is the default that's going to be pending, right? But the problem is whenever you displaying those in the lists, make sure to like get only the published comments. We are in order to load that, we can like use a function like the width has a second parameter of function, right? Let's try that. If I pass comma and then pass a function, and this is going to be anonymous function, and it is going to return the comment, which is the status is published. So return this is going to like pass the comment to this and return f dollar comment of status is equal to published, otherwise nothing. Like here, return, this is going to be return statement, return the comment, return the comment when it's published. So like if I pass that here, otherwise like we can say, let's say null, and let's see what's going to return. So I'm going to format that at a comma semicolon. And now if I refresh, let's see if we have made any mistake or any bug with that. We have an error, has many status, comment function comment undefined property status, and that is the issue. So I think if I do this way, let's ask Google. Okay, okay, so we can use where condition. So query of where, and this is going to be passing the query. And now if I save this, also we can pass the function directly. So if I like, I can remove this second relationship is comments with s, and this is going to pass to that and return that, and we have to end off the like the relationship array, right? So now if I save this, and let's see if there is any error still. Okay, where the status is published, I directly copied it from Google. Published, and I think we have the same code in different places, so we will have to do that in all the places. And it's still published. Is it published already? I can confirm that. Oh, this is a comment. Let's check that out. I'm gonna go to PHP Artisan Tinker and like query the comments model. Comments, let's say all. Okay, comments, comment here, singular. The status is published. I think it's all published by the let's create another one. We have nothing to do, right? So hello dude, enter. It's not like we cannot see that, right? Yeah. And now if I query, like if I execute the tinkerer and check the comment model, as you can see it's in pending. And now if I run the scheduler or start the that like scheduler run, then it's going to publish that and I should get the notification. So I am going to go to my notifications in the settings. Also we can see that right here as well, your post has been published. And let's see, when you go to notifications, and whenever that is published, as you can see 7 seconds ago it's now published. And if I go back to that specific post, I should be able to view that comment. So let's see, as you can see now it's unloaded, and that is it.